What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I just hit 100 miles here on my Magnum Bikes Nomad, so it's time to do the review. So I've already done, or I am doing, a more thorough, detailed review on my main YouTube channel. If you want like a 20-minute review, that is on my main channel, Tiberius Gibb. Being this channel is dedicated to all things on wheels, and this has wheels, I'm going to do a review on this channel as well, but it's going to be a short and quicker review because most people don't have the attention span. All right, let's start at the back and we'll work our way forward. All right, so this particular e-bike from Magnum is a big bike, and everything on this bike is big and beefy. If you want something smaller, obviously Magnum has smaller bikes, but I wanted a big, manly bike. So the tire, for example, the tire is 26 inches by 4 inches, so it's a fat bike, fat tire, again, big, beefy. The motor is also very large as well. This particular one is a hub motor. Most Magnum bikes are hub motors. 750 watt Bofang motor that's capable of going 28 miles per hour. I get this thing up to 31. Even the spokes are bigger than an average bike also. The fenders are adjustable. The fenders are great. I am a puddle hunter. I hunt. Every time I see a puddle, whether it's in this or my Bronco, I make a beeline for it. So the adjustable fenders are nice to keep me dry. It does not come with this basket. Probably the favorite thing I added to the bike. It does come with this very nice rack, adjustable straps, tail light when you hit the brakes, and let's move forward. All right, starting at the top here, the seat is very nice, comfortable. Even on those longer rides that I've done, I still found it very comfortable. Obviously, it's an adjustable seat. The height is adjustable, and there's a handle back here as well. As you see, the frame is an 18-inch aluminum frame, and it's a step-through design. They have other models if you don't like this, but my old butt, especially with this really big bike, wanted a step-through frame. The battery, like everything else, it's big, it's beefy, it's very powerful. I'll put the specs up here on the screen because I'm drawing a blank on the amount of the power, but the range is between 35 miles and 55 miles, depending on the payload and the hills and how you're riding it and the speed assist level and whatnot. And I did find that to be accurate on some of the longer trips that I took. Your pedals are nice metal Well-Go pedals, so those are very good quality. The kickstand is insanely beefy. The kickstand is big, it's metal, it is absolutely legit. You could probably put this kickstand on a smaller motorcycle. It is that legit again, which is good because she a big girl. All right, here on the front of the bike, we'll get to the controls in just a second, but you do have a light on the front of the bike. That's decent, it's pretty good. You hold the plus up arrow to turn that on, hold it for a few seconds to turn it on. You have another adjustable fender here again, which is great for those puddles. Same 26 by 4 tire, obviously. And let's look at the controls. All right, getting into the front of the bike and the controls, the grip has like a nice leather wrapped grip to them. You have a throttle similar to a motorcycle. You see the tire going. I find the throttle comfortable, easy to use. The brakes you have on the right-hand side, you have the rear brake. Left is obviously the front, which is common. The brakes, like everything else on this bike, are really big and beefy. They're 180 millimeter rotary hydraulic disc brakes. I think it stops the bike very, very quickly for such, again, big, heavy bike. You have a 7-speed gears from Shimano, and those are good set of gears. To be honest, I left it on the 7th gear pretty much the entire time. I tested them a few times and made sure they worked and whatnot, but I never really messed with the gears. With the pedal assist, I personally just didn't see a need for it. This here is just my phone holder. I have my phone holder here. I have a Bluetooth speaker in the back, and we are always rocking music when I take this bike out for a ride. All right, let's get into the controls, one of the more important parts. The button here on the bottom is what turns it on, and the controls are very, very easy. Taking a look here at the screen, as you go up and down, as you push up and down on the controls, it goes through the different modes. So PAS is just passive, really no pedal assist. Then you go Eco, Tour, Sport, Turbo, and Boost. And the higher modes will allow you to pedal less to get to that 20 miles an hour. Most of the time, I kept it in Tour and Eco. When I ride the bike, I still want a little bit of a workout, so I kept it in the lower modes for the most part. Now, when you have it in Boost, if you push up one more time, you'll notice the Boost icon will flash, and that's like a super boost mode, is I believe what they call it, and that's how you put it into a Class 3 bike, and that's how you can go up to 28 miles an hour. I've had this bike up to 31 miles an hour. Now, the M on the keypad is going to put you through the different modes. So, for example, if you see it's on a trip right now, and I just cleared it out, so it's 000 miles. And if you push that mode, it goes to the odometer, and you'll see we rode this bike 100.5 miles. Again, my goal was to hit 100 miles on this bike before I did my first e-bike review, and we did it. Hit it again, it goes back to the trip. So this screen is very simple. It's backlit for the nighttime to see. It has pretty much everything you need on here. The top left is your battery icon. I just took this bike for a 10-mile ride literally 20 minutes ago. Kept it in eco mode the whole time, and it's still at a full-ish battery. It's still at 5 of 5. The modes I already went through. Your speedometer here in the middle. The bottom again is the trip, the miles you've gone, or the odometer, and on the right is going to be your power output, how much power this bike is using. So if you're just cruising and you're not helping it pedal, you're going to use obviously a lot more power compared to if you're assisting while you pedal, and that's the output of how much power you use. A couple other quick facts for you. You have your hookups for a water bottle here if you want to. You do have an adjustable stem. I don't think I mentioned that. Comes with a 5-year warranty. Magnum bikes are not cheap, cheesy e-bikes. These are higher end, more expensive e-bikes. This is going to come just north of $2,000. Again, if you don't want something quite as big as this, 75 pounds, they have smaller, lighter e-bikes if this isn't your jam. Now let's talk about the testing. Now I left this thing dirty, filthy, disgusting on purpose because I wanted to make sure you understood what the cruel and unusual punishment we put this bike through. Not something typical that most people are going to put the bike through, but I wanted to make sure it could really withstand a good test. So again, we just hit 100 miles. A lot of it was driving around the neighborhood, going to the store, going to the beach. We have a river right down the road. We'd throw the tackle box in here, the fishing poles, me and the boy would go fish, stuff like that. But I did a lot of, we have a lot of trails in the area, so I would drive to the trails, which are a good 5+ miles away. Then I would cruise the trails, and some of them are pretty smooth. I didn't get as much footage as I would like, I'm sorry, but some of them are pretty smooth dirt trails. Some of them are really rough, rocky trails with big rocks and small gravel. I drove this thing to the beach a lot. I love the beach, that's my place of peace. So I go to the beach very often, and I drove this on the beach several times. And even though these fat tires are not ideal for soft sand, it did okay in the soft sand. In the hard sand, it did extremely well. And then, as I mentioned earlier, I am a puddle hunter. I drove this thing through so many puddles and got wet, and that's probably why the chain's a little rusted. I did just order some oil grease chain stuff from Amazon. Should be here soon because the chain got a little rusty with all the puddles I drove through. Anyway, we gave this thing a good test, and we drove it a lot harder than most people are going to drive their e-bikes as part of the review, and it definitely withstood all of that testing. I didn't have any problems, any issues, nothing broke, nothing fell off of the bike, nothing came loose, no issues whatsoever. So I do like Magnum bikes, I do recommend them, I think they're great. The only problem I have is now that I have an electric bike, my wife wants one, my son wants one, my daughter wants one, everybody wants one now. What are you gonna do? I will put an affiliate link down in the video description. If you want to check out Magnum Bikes or get anything from them, it does help me out. Click that link. I get a small kickback if you purchase anything. It helps me out, helps keep this new channel going. I appreciate it. If you think I deserve it, please consider subscribing to this channel. This channel is dedicated to all things on wheels. There's a lot of videos on my Ford Bronco, but you also get some Cybertruck stuff, bikes, anything wheel related. We make fun of Jeep people a lot. So if you like making fun of Jeep people, stick around, check it out. But subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.